I love Janet Jackson. She was my Jackson crush.
Well, you didn't have many options unless,
I didn't think about that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Toya. Because at that point, you're like, what is it? Jermaine. Jermaine was really hot.
I think you're right. I think nobody, even the girls, probably never thought about any of the other Jacksons other than Michael. He was the number one, and then luckily, Janet came along. I follow her on Instagram.
I mean,
I'm
when they
still loving
first
her.
came out, when do you follow Janet Jackson?
Yeah, like what is Janet Jackson up to?
Hoping for first wardrobe malfunction like on IG.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. I'm like let's see what else will malfunction. Let's see what other fashion malfunction there'll be. To be a kid again and grow up in those times. Man, do you remember Nipplegate when that happened?
Yes, I remember. I can't remember who played. Was it a Patriots Super Bowl? I think maybe. I don't know who played in the
You
Super
know
Bowl.
what? You have a 50% shot that it probably was a Patriots Super
Was
Bowl
right? It
back
was
then.
probably the Patriots. Yeah, it's funny. Like you think about it, like that's a trivia question. Who was playing in the Super Bowl when the wardrobe malfunction happened with Janet Jackson? Oh shit! I know who pulled it off, but it was Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a titty.
I was in radio at the time, and I was working a radio event, and I was with some of the radio hosts, and we're looking, and then we were just having a quick chat in the VIP area because they were like, "Oh, we need a break." So I took them up to the VIP area, watching it, and then it happened, and then we all looked at each other like, "Did that just happen?" So yeah, little did we know it would become, such a political, point for that time and that age, and it's so weird now looking back. Then, like TV's more scandalous now, and I don't know if that's because of that or it just happened over time.
No, but you ever watch? You watch The Simpsons, right?
Yeah,
Did you ever see the episode where they're in the future and Lisa was getting married, and then Marge was looking at like was talking to Homer like, "Wow, Fox has really just gone like pornographic over these years. Like it was so subtle." And I think it's funny. It's like you can show more sex, but you can't demean more people. It's weird how TV has changed. Like, everybody had to be fucking covered from head to toe, and you could, but you could say like you could be Archie Bunker and say spicks and spades, but now you can be fucking naked, but you can't say anything derogatory. It's
right.
it's like I don't know which is the better of the two.
Which right now, late at night I watch TV, and there's this one channel. It's called the Decades Channel, and it's 11.4 here in Los Angeles, but like in the San Gabriel Valley, it's another channel. Because of digital TV and stuff like that. But anyway, at 8 o'clock is Cheers, and they show an hour of Cheers, and then at 9 is Taxi, and then at 9:30 is it's what is it? It's like the Nielsen's or something like super old, where
Yeah,
everything's just so PG, and and I'm watching it not because I want to watch it, but sometimes like last night I was working on my podcast, working on my music show, and I just let TV run because I was busy doing something else. Do you ever, when you're working on something, do you ever have TV in the background just to have something in the background?
yeah. Sometimes like even when I'm doing the dishes, I'll have something going on or just something like to keep you instead of just looking at dishes.
Yeah,
It's just been like oh god.
Yeah, so
It's like playing music when you're cleaning, right? So yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah, so this older show came on, and I'm just like, man, this is horrible. It's just so just clean. It's just so just boring, and the jokes are, not of this era, not of our time, and it's just like, oh my god, like I get it. I get why this, back in like the 50s or the 60s would be. It's even in black and white. So I'm like, I get why this show was
Yeah.
probably good at the time. It's like it's not Father Snow's best, but it's like along that line. And I'm just like, oh shoot, man, what? Thank God for, thank God for Janet's nipple for tearing away this.
Well, here's the problem, and like remember the real world, the first real world.
Yeah,
Okay, so it was groundbreaking. It was reality television. It it changed the entire landscape of TV. And as much as I love that show, I hate that show because now there's so much reality television. It's just so fucking saturated. It's fucking horrible. The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Cancun. Fucking now there's a new one. Farmer wants a wife or something.
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, dude, I miss sitcoms. I miss like good sitcoms.
Right.
We don't have sitcoms that show emotion, like maybe like even fucking Fresh Prince. Like there was a couple scenes in Fresh Prince. Where you're like, oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Why does his dad want him?
You know what? You're absolutely right because again, it's weird going back to look at what the culture was. Back when you used to watch TV, like I'll catch old episodes of Friends, and I'll be like, man, I remember laughing at this, but I'm like, this isn't that funny anymore. You know what I mean? Or I'm just like, oh man, they're really reaching to make this funny. Whereas back
Yeah,
then, I was like, oh my god, I was caught up in the Friends, fiasco, the Friends hype and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, this is a
Friend
little.
Zone.
Yeah, I've been friend zoned
You're
before.
welcome.
Friend zone was long before it was very cool. But I'll tell you what real reality is now. It's an all new Drinks to Words by, ladies and gentlemen.
If you hadn't noticed,
Yeah, I know. That A was Drinks to Words by, and B that was all new. And yeah, this was a on off the air riff that I was like, wait. It's like, wait, this is too good. Let me press start. Let me get everything going. Um, right here on Drinks to Words by. So, what are you drinking today?
whiskey and coke, sir. Whiskey and
Whiskey.
coke.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's what I have. It's what I have available. I didn't have any beers, and I've actually been I'm breaking my fast for this, but I've been doing the intermediate fasting.
And how intermediate is it? It's not
I
professional.
I so from I take in any calories. Like I still drink water like in the mornings, but from 12 p.m. till 8 p.m. I can only eat between those.
From 12 from 12 to 8?
Have a lunch at 12, and
That's not
yeah,
bad. That's not bad at all.
no, no. And then after that, I don't eat again. So I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to do little exercising, but I've come to the realization that in my age, man, anything can fuck you up. I almost threw my back out on Wednesday just bending over to pick something up. Like I was like reaching down and then I had like this sharp sciatic pain. I was like, yeah. I was like, God, dear Lord.
Yeah, man, it's true. Even getting out of a car can fuck you up.
Yeah.
It's the older you get, time is not um healthy for you the older you
Dude,
get.
it's
So
yeah, it's amazing. Like, how it I know it's gradual, but it seems so drastic because you don't realize it until you realize it and go, fuck, why did that hurt? why
yeah.
why am I what's wrong with me? I was like, I could do this on my head when I was in my 20s. Like I could drink and fucking be hungover and still make it to work fine. Now I'm like hungover. I'm like, don't touch it, don't touch me, don't talk to me.
It's to the point where like if I have to pick up something, I like go down on it's like I'm marrying whoever's next to me. I get down on one knee and then I pick it up and then I get back and then getting back up. That's a whole new adventure. I
Yeah,
need like a table or something around,
yeah,
and
yeah. The older you get, the more proper form you use when you.
I'm looking up on YouTube how to correctly kneel, how to correctly, bend over,
Yeah,
you know. That's what you guys all have to look forward to, in the coming years. As for me, it's a rainy day
it is a rainy
here
day.
in Los Angeles, California, and I brought back the old Tabasco cup,
I
and
like that cup. I like that cup.
yeah, I have two of them. But it's like when people give me stuff, they always give me stuff in like twos and fours, and I'm like, it's just me.
It's just
It's
me.
just it's just me in my house. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Wishful thinking someone's gonna be here.
so I have another one waiting for you. Are you a coffee drinker or a tea drinker or anything like that?
I'm more the tea than the coffee. I'm more the tea than the coffee. Um, m- m- Probably because it's lighter and But I'm that person that like I'll add weird shit like I do like a detox tea, so I'll add like ginger and turmeric and some honey. So there's some flavors going on, you know. And I don't do the powders, so usually my coffee is like pretty bitter. It's black.
Mm,
My
mm.
hearts.
Yeah, well, I mean, and maybe we've talked about this many of times, but as you know, for coffee, if you want it not to be bitter, you can cold brew it.
Yes.
So, are you a bean guy or are you a ground guy?
I'm a ground guy. I'm a ground guy. Yeah. I
So
don't I
it
don't I
would
don't
it
I don't have anything to do the beans.
right. My sister, when I moved in, one of a housewarming present that I didn't know I needed until I got it was a ground, a grinder
Yeah.
for grounds, for coffee grounds, and then ever since that, I just kind of exploded into the cold brew, which I'll cold brew it for like a day or two, and then like this, I heated it up, and now it's not bitter, but it's a perfect cup of coffee. So
Look
just
into
some
that.
some
Um,
protein.
yeah, you were quite the connoisseur of the cafe.
Yes, yes. As a former barista, I still, it's funny because I don't know if you do this or not, but do you ever like scour the interwebs and look and see what jobs are available? I mean, it's not like you want to get another job, but you're like, oh, I wonder what's out there if anything would suit my fancy. And
Yeah.
yeah, and right now there's a lot of barista slash bartender gigs that are opening up, and I'm like, man, I could do that. But then I'm like, I have to work weekends. What? What kind of bar is this?
A real bar.
Yeah,
One
no,
that
thank
wants to be
you.
successful.
No, thank you, sir. No, thank
Yeah.
you.
Nay, 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 nay.
So yeah,
How
so
dare they? How dare they expect you to work the weekend?
yeah, so there's a lot of that going on right now. So yeah, so yeah, what do we have in store for you guys today? A lot of rain talk, as I find rain to be the soother of the savage beast in all of us. Eh,
It's chilly weather. I want chili.
You want to eat chili?
I want to eat chili. I'm a big chili fan, and this weather always brings it out. Like it's like you want something like hearty and warm and just and I just like yeah.
Yeah, I totally get it. where I work at, we do turkey chili, and it flies off the shelf. And if you've never had turkey chili, I would recommend it. It's way better than beef chili. And I know, shocking. What but the proof is in the pudding. We sell out of it every single day, and it's like we can't make enough. It's weird. They're like, we made enough chili, and then it just sells. We're like, how did that happen?
There's enough chili for everyone. No, there isn't.
You're quite the cook. Have you ever made chili and entered it? One of my dreams, by the way, entering it in like a bar chili contest that used to happen.
We I think we discussed this before. I could discuss Marcus, but I've made chili and I've not entered it in any competitions, but I do want to actually make chili. I'm thinking I might make chili today. I have to get all the ingredients because I don't have anything on hand for to make chili. But I really am in kind of a chili mood, so to speak.
Mm, mm. Yeah, send me some photos. As I'm at work, I'm like, look at that chili.
And that chili. I actually use two types of meat. I use ground beef and like chuck, so I get like you get
Mm,
like chunks, little texture with the meats. Yeah, take
that
that.
sounds fantastic. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. You know who else is into chunks? The Mexican cartel. Um,
I don't know how that was a segue. Chunks of humans.
yeah, but El Chapo.
So bad.
By the way, El Chapo was really
Well, no,
a
he's in
great cook.
prison.
Yeah, but he was a great chili cook. They're like, oh, you chopped this meat, El Chapo. You missed your calling.
Just go like,
But did you?
fuck.
But did you see the?
And censored.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some Americans got caught up in some stuff in Mexico, and I don't know if we talked off air about this, or if we talked on air about this about my trip to Mexico and specifically where I was at and all the rules that we had to follow, just so we
I don't remember if
wouldn't
it was
get
on
caught.
or off, but yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you had to be in before dark. Like when the street lights come on, you better be home.
yeah, they're like nobody on the road when it gets dark, and you got to be literally in your house or around your house by like 8, 9 o'clock, and that's when all the cartels came out. So, and it was in Zacatecas, which is like the midpoint of all of Mexico, where everything gets sent to. And this is not that I know, but this is what everybody was telling me. And so yeah, so I could understand those Americans being out there, and fortunately for myself, I had family out there, and they gave me the lowdown on everything. So not saying that I wasn't safe or anything, but I had a good kind of idea of when to be home, when to not go out, and all
The
that
proper
stuff.
support
So
system. But apparently, I haven't delved too deep into the story. But from what I'm hearing, and just this is just like the randomness of like just seeing shit on social media and whatever. Identity. They were actually not supposed. They were not the people that were supposed to be kidnapped. Uh, and they, I think, because one of them was trying to get like surgery. She was trying to like save a buck and have surgery, like plastic surgery done. So she took her friends and family with her, like as support, and that turned to shit.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
but there's somewhat of a happy ending to this story. I don't know if you saw this, but the cartel rounded up those bad cartelians and gift wrapped them to the Mexican police with a note, and they even wrote a handwritten note, David Macias, saying that they didn't know and that they apologize, and here are the men
because
that
it
are
comes from the
responsible.
heart that way.
Yeah, they're like signed your local cartel, your local drug cartel.
Yours truly, cartel. Um, Here's the thing about that. Now that is a nice gesture. That is I don't know how else to explain. It was a nice gesture, but do is legitimately like, oh man, I can't believe you guys did this. This is wrong. This is not how we work. Or we killed Americans. That means Americans come down. They're gonna fuck us up. Because once you get American, like once you start involving like U.S. like military going down into Mexico to help clean out some cartels, you know,
Yeah,
I feel it was a really good chess move.
yeah. When I
And
saw that, I was like,
I would have done the same thing. I was like, I'm just saying, I was
yeah,
like, I would have done the same thing. Here you go.
gracias para ustedes. De nada, de nada. Yeah, yeah, really crazy, man. Really crazy. And apparently, Mexico is known for its what they call a medical tourism. So a lot of people go down there for whether it's I know some family members that go down to Mexico, not that deep into Mexico, but even they just go to TJ to get things done to their pets or even to get dental work done. So it happens a lot more than we think, more than we possibly know. But heartfelt goes out to those Americans and
Yeah.
tragic loss for
But that that
anybody.
just that just speaks that just speaks so highly poorly of our health systems here in the U.S. that people are willing to risk their lives to travel out of country to go get some fucking work done.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, but at the same time, I mean, it's more highly speaking of the price here in the United States. It's a high price, but
That's
you're not gonna like die. You're not getting
well,
shot.
that's what I meant. That's what I meant. I meant that hey, it's too expensive here. That's why people are fucking like going elsewhere. Because it's like, really, you're gonna charge me that, and I can get half the price? It's ridiculous. Like insurance doesn't do anything for you. I mean, unless you have a good insurance, and it's even then it's like it's hard to get good insurance now. Most insurances you have deductibles, and you still got to pay this much of this and this much of that. It's like, why am I paying a fee if it doesn't go towards anything? It doesn't help.
Right. It goes towards you have insurance. It's saying those words. I have insurance. Okay,
Yeah.
but you're still gonna pay up.
Ooh, you're fancy.
I just got dental insurance, after all these years. So I'm just trying to find a good day to go get I get 2 free dental cleanings a year.
There you go.
So I'm trying to snap those in, and I know I need dental work done. That's I already know I'm in. I'm like, man, I'm gonna get
Yeah,
some
I do.
dental
I
work
do too.
done.
I do too.
And the
But
crazy part is like the older we get, the more, not that we look forward to going to the dentist because no one ever does, but it's a necessity. Like, all right, I'm not a kid anymore. Like, I really got to take care of these teeth.
yeah,
This is something that really needs to I don't want to be one of those guys with dentures or anything like that. So I totally get it.
yeah.
Had some I don't know, if you follow us on Instagram, which, by the way, our drink handle is at Drinks Towards By. Every now and then we post a clip from the show, and I posted an older clip as I usually do, unless it's like something like super relevant. Like I posted that week that Cocaine Bear came out, and we did a review and we talked about it. I posted that. It didn't get much traction. I thought it was going to explode. I thought a lot of people, everybody was telling me, oh my God, Cocaine Bear, I want to see it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, let me, do a little hustle, get this clip out that week. And it got like 2 views. Like, no one gave a shit. I'm like,
Well, I mean, it depends on what timeline, but I mean, also, I don't think a lot of people have actually gone to see this movie
they
yet.
just,
I don't think that's a movie. I don't think it's a movie that I want to go wait. I'm going to go to the theater to see because you watch it for free. There's a huge difference.
Right. Well, not for free. For I had to pay with the review. I had to pay for with my critique.
Oh, okay,
Of it.
yeah,
So
because time is money, sir. Time is money.
but the last one, the last clip that I posted, it got a little traction. So we had some people do a little discussion, and the last one we talked about was names that you thought you would never hear. Do you remember that discussion?
Yes, 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 yes. I do. I remember that.
And you asked me of a name that you thought I would never hear, and I said
Said Hitler.
Adolf.
Well, you
Yeah,
said
Hitler.
Hitler.
Yeah, and well, and Matthew Benjamin 20 Matthew underscore Benjamin 24. Well, I don't know if he agreed, but he commented that people are still named Adolf. And then I commented back, well, we have yet to meet one Adolf, but point taken, I guess so. And then this guy knows two people named Adolf.
Well,
It-
but he pronounced it in the Spanish way, Adolfo.
oh, was that it? Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what? I didn't. Yeah, because I was like, yeah, because Adolf is really ADLFO or something like that, right?
yeah.
Or
So
something like
they
I
were
don't know how to
it's
spell it.
Adolfo. So it's like the Adolf is a short word for Adolfo. But I don't know if
Yeah,
Adolf was an Adolfo. You mean the actual Hitler? Um, yeah, I mean, there again, what you and I believe. Somebody comes in and just tells us like, "Hey, yeah, I know people." I wouldn't look at Adolfo as a name I would want for my child. But
right, right.
I
But that
digress.
what were you gonna say? Well,
But I was saying, I just find, I often think, why did you name your kid this? Like, what were you thinking? Like, I get that people want the unique sense of their child, but sometimes you're like, you just fuck this kid up. Like, if this kid's not successful, they're never going to be able to do anything in their life.
well, success is very, in the eye of the beholder.
It's true.
So, but I would say I would say partially being successful is not living at home with your parents unless you're taking care of them, or you know what I mean, one of those
Yeah,
weird, moments. But I think that's just like one little like step of like, okay, you're successful.
yeah, because you never
And
you never know at what point in your life you might actually have to take care of parents. Like, you could be your mom still lives on her own right now currently, right?
yes and no, she lives on her own, but with her boyfriend.
With a boyfriend, okay. But she's able to
I
take
love her.
care of herself still.
Yeah, yeah.
um, I don't know if you noticed, I actually shaved. I had said that I was not going to shave, but
Oh,
so recently, well, as of Wednesday, well, on Monday, Annabelle got some news in regards to a very close to her. So, you know how you call people that aren't necessary blood, but you still call them like family?
yeah.
Like, that's my grandma, that's my grandpa, but they were never here. So, so her search grandmother, like somebody who like she was very close to at a young age, she got a text from the family stating from the daughter saying, "Hey, uh, she's 95 and she fell down and hurt herself and she's refusing to go to the hospital and she really wants to see you." So obviously we made it a point to go and see her. So I had to be presentable. I had to shave. Um, but I mean, for 95 and possibly broken hip or we didn't get the specifics that she wouldn't go to the hospital because she hates hospitals. She still had a lot of energy. She's still, funny and everything, but her daughter's now taking care of her, and her daughter's 60 something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's 95. So you know what I mean. It's one of those like you're. There's no telling at what age you might be. You get another 20 years, and all of a sudden, like you're taking care of your mom, and you're going to be 60 something yourself. You know what I mean? It's it's just like you never know. It's like you're still successful, but
Yeah.
yeah. But it's
I would say good genes too. I'd be
just
pretty like happy. I'm like, man, these are good genes. I mean, my mom's living this. I mean, my grandfather lived pretty. All my grandparents lived um well above their age. So I'm not saying I got good genes, but as long as I take care of myself, I should be fine. So here's to good genes, man.
yeah. Here's to those that can still be for lack of a better term, coherent at that age. Because I I was enjoyed my conversation with her. It was one of those like kind of like went all over the place, and she was preaching to me. She was very religious,
Mm.
so I didn't and as most people know, I am of the atheist choice of religion, but I mean, I sit there and just and listen to her, and because I think sometimes people think atheists and like we just so we hate. I was like, dude, I'm respectful. You know me. I have friends of many different religions, and my wife is religious, and we have a mutual respect. And it was a nice day. Like we went to visit, stayed there a while. Heard some stories, made some jokes, and then me and the wife we went to an Argentinian restaurant in Eagle Rock. Very good restaurant, Melbeck, if I remember the name of it. Good food. And then we had to stop in West Covina for her dad's, and then we went to the Cove for a little bit.
Oh man, that's cool.
Made a trip to the Cove. It's been a while. It's the first time I've been to the Cove since I left back in November. So,
How'd you feel? How'd you feel walking into your old stomping grounds?
oh, it's always nice to stop in. It's like it's our cheers.
Yeah.
So got to see some old faces, but yeah, uh, good day. I mean, it's kind of like the bittersweet, the reason that we got to spend the day together, on a weekday. She had to take the day off of work and make sure that we go see her because at 95, like you ever talk to somebody and not and I'm sorry if this is a touchy subject and not in a way, um, like she's good. She's made her peace. She's like ready to go any day, anytime. Like it wouldn't like affect her in any way. But I like, dude, she can go at any time because she's so frail. But I'm like, dude, she can go another 5 years. The way she just talks and just everything, yeah, I was like, she's going another 5 years. So it was nice to see that type of aspect of somebody at that age. Like she knows she's like 95. Like there's, unless God, she said it like she was very like adamant, like it's God's choice at this point. Like I'm still wondering why I'm still here. She's like, why do you have me here still? But it's a it was a beautiful moment to share with somebody who has who's just wants to is there and cares for my wife. So that meant a lot that that she wanted to see her and everything. So that was really cool.
What I think one of the hardest parts about growing older and living a long fruitful healthy life is the fact that you are witnessing your friends, your family leave. And that mental aspect, I believe, is the hardest part about growing older to an extent. But I think part of that is also the fact that you need to reach out and make new friends. As tough as that sounds, you know, just because your friends circle is getting smaller doesn't mean you can't widen that circle. And I think the older that you get, it's harder for you to make friends because, again, everything of the time. Times are different, I'm finding it hard to make friends, especially because I'm not at a bar, you know? And, I'm just
But
kind
you
of,
are. But you are, Blanche. You are.
yeah, so, my circle is definitely, closing, but I need to expand it as well. I know this. Um, so
But it's
it's
like
just,
you. It's like you. It. I won't say yours is closing. It's just it's so far. Like you have area friends, and now you need to make friends in your area now, type of thing. I think
right.
that's more of it. It's like it's hard for everybody to travel. Like uh Mo's one of my closest friends, Mo, and it's hard to see him because just not in the area anymore. Like if he was around the corner,
Yeah.
I could see him, like he used to be. But now it's like, all right, it's I can see we stop by, we got to talk and hang out. Um, Elvin, who's a very good friend of mine, you know, he's far. He's in Reseda, of Riverside. Like that's not a close fucking, you know, area. Just like, oh, we have to make plans, and that's the thing. Is like, I guess, I guess you can find out who your friends really are if they are willing to make the plans to do like halfway. I'll meet you halfway. Let's
Yeah.
fucking meet up and do this. We don't have to. I don't have to go to your house. You know, to go to my house. Sometimes it's convenient for the show, but you know, you say, "Like, let's meet halfway." Yeah, dude, let's go have lunch. It's one of those moments. I think I'm down for this because you're somebody. You care about the friendship, and you know that you need to see something. But in the same regard, it's like a real friend is somebody you like. We can go 2 years without talking, then all of a sudden we just catch up and it's like nothing. We never skip the beat.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. And it's weird because you still have your IG friends or your social media friends that you went to high school with, and you're seeing their lives go, and you're a part of their life, but you're not really. You're like, okay, you get to see
Yeah,
what happens, and with you
yeah,
and me and vice versa. And every now and then they'll comment, and you'll comment back, and that was like a quick catch up. Like, oh, good to see you're
yeah,
doing this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. And
yeah. It's like or that there was that one like meme that was like when you follow somebody on like Facebook and they go through this amazing relationship, then all of a sudden like you block them and it's like I need the follow up story. I need to know what happened. I've been following. I've been with you for the beginning of this. I need to know what happened. You can't hide this shit from me.
yeah.
I'm gonna give it a drink.
You do that. And while David gets another drink, you should too, as we continue this wonderful show. And if you want to catch up, feel free to check us out on all of our streaming partners. Go to drinkswordsby.com. Go ahead there and click the subscribe button. Or if you'd like, why not watch us on the YouTube? And from there, you could see us and check out what it's like in our virtual bar that we have going on here. And all that, of course, is located on drinkstowardsby.com for more information. If you like what we're talking about, if you want to comment, slide in the DM on our IG at drinkstowardsby, or go ahead and send us an email, ladies and gentlemen. Does that make me old? Do you still email? Email us, drinkswordsby at gmail.com.
Do you feel that emails are now just purely for business? and or fucking sales pitches from companies that you found.
And for spam,
Spam.
pretty much.
Uh,
I used to have a good relationship, and I used to have a email buddy she lived in Hawaii, and at the time I was living in West Covina, and we would email each other once every like 2 months, 2 3 months. Like I'd send an email and she'd email me back 3 months later, and it was a good it was a good pen pal, I guess, a good
yeah,
email pen pal that I had. We talked photography, and she would show me some photos that she would do, and I'd give her some point. Not that I'm a photography expert, but oh, you should do this or you should try this. It was real fun. But then I don't know what happened. I should email her and be like, "Are you?" Well, I know what happened was she's like, "Oh, follow me on Instagram. Let's be Instagram buddies." And then she never posted anything on Instagram, and it's just like what? So maybe I should just email her and catch up and see if she's still around.
yeah. I haven't in a while, but I always try to make it a point to go through occasionally and just reach out to people I haven't talked to in a while. Um, I don't know if it's more for them as it is for me, just to kind of like make me feel better about like the fact like I'm not the one avoiding people. But with you always assume that somebody can always reach out to you, but at the same time, it's like it's not the same. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people that you started off being like, that you talk to a lot on social media, you don't, people like have lives. As we get older, it's like it's harder to keep that that rapport up with everybody all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I have to say, this is great rain talk. Like this is exactly what you would be talking about in the rain.
in the rain, friends in Chile, and life and back spasms.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Does the weather bring emotion?
I think so. Totally. I remember. You know what's funny is I remember in my time in radio, and one day it was just pouring, man, like crazy. This is my time out in KLOS, and I was running around, and I went to the back to our garage, and the garage door was open. You could just see the rain just hammering down. And I see Mark from Mark and Brian just sitting on a chair, looking outside, drinking coffee, just being old man. I'm like, that's old man shit that he's doing.
That's
Yeah, yeah, but he was just like it's such this. I don't know what he was. He probably was thinking, "What do I got to do today?" I don't know, but I was like, "Man, what interesting thought is he thinking of as he's watching the rain and drinking that coffee?" I didn't bother him. I was just like,
yeah.
"Wow, that's old man shit." So, yeah,
I the rain like I always open up the windows and stuff and just you kind of hear it and it's soothing to a point. Um, like we're supposed to have rain today and then I think rain tomorrow and then a couple of days off and again and then it's gonna rain again. So I mean, luckily I don't really have to travel anywhere.
yeah,
I am working this month. I will be in Anaheim for a few days. We discussed this before.
yeah.
So
Would be cool if we could do a show in your room. I just drive down there really quick, and I'm not that
come on
far,
down.
you know.
Come on down.
We won't get like wasted or anything like that because it's a business trip. So it's like, maybe
Yeah,
I'll get
I'm working.
wasted. Yeah, you're working. Maybe I'll drink. I don't know. But yeah, yeah. So we'll definitely see for that. But you know what? For this short period of time, the rain has no effect on guess one thing: sports, ladies and gentlemen. Because right now,
I was all,
like right now,
I was all intrigued.
because I was like, well, I
You got
mean,
me.
Like basketball is indoors. There's no outdoor. Which, by the way, there that'd be kind of cool if they did like an outdoor, stadium for basketball. Um,
They do it for college.
do they?
I don't know if it in college because in college I don't know if it started off in college where they do like the outdoor hockey game. I know they've been doing it for the NHL too. They'll have the occasional outdoor hockey game. Um, but in college basketball, I want to say it was a couple years ago. They actually had a college basketball game. I think it was Michigan State versus Duke on a carrier.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So it always like that, that weirdness. I mean, like NFL's going to Mexico and going to England, but they're stadiums. But like, the Field of Dreams game, that's always a cool game to like just kind of take in. You know, they're
You,
hitting into the cornfields.
yeah, you know what's a cool one too is when it's either UFC or WWE when they do the salute to the troops and they do it at a base.
Yeah,
That's cool too. And then I always imagined, because I mean I've worked on a base and I was in the military and stuff. The stupid logistics of like we need to get a plane over there. We need to make it look like this is a typical base. You know what I mean? Fly in some choppers. You know what I mean? They're just like putting all this excess shit all over just to make it look
yeah.
very,
All the aesthetics around it,
yeah.
like yeah, we need to look like we're spending $24 billion a year. And
Just for this one event. So,
yeah,
but I always look forward to stuff like that too. You know what I mean? I'm very curious about the basketball and the carrier. I've been on ship before, but it was way smaller, like one, not even 1/10, maybe one like 50th of the size of a carrier. Because a carrier is its own, like that holds like 3,000 people, so that's like a whole
it's like its own
community.
city.
Yeah, it's its own city. Whereas mine held like what, like 400 or 500 people, if that. So
Yeah.
that's a small little community. So I was on a small.
Yeah,
I
but
was
you also take into consideration that the carrier is like it only holds like 3,000. It holds like 3,000 people, but it also holds like 12 jets and and all this other
yeah,
ammunition and other shit. Like man, I can't imagine. I like it'd be like a day tour. Like you want to take a tour of like the whole thing. It's like you gotta take the entire day to go through a fucking carrier. I would assume.
yeah, definitely all the chambers and stuff like that, and you get your sea legs, and then I remember I was on ship for a week straight, just heading out to I forgot where I was headed out to, destination unknown. And so when we got to our first port, it'd been like a week or maybe 5 days, and then you get off ship and you're just still walking like whoa. It was kind of cool. It was enjoyable. That first day though, it's like your equilibrium is just all wonky, so you're just still getting used to, like, we didn't do anything the first day. They're like, and I was like, why aren't we doing anything? And I understood why, because it took that day to just kind of get your
Yeah,
body
it's
a
it's like it's like Vertigo, but from the ocean type of thing, right?
yeah,
They you're just like yeah, you're way off.
yeah,
I
for sure.
remember. Do you ever do the as a kid? You ever do the like your school do the whale watching trip?
No.
So I don't know if I told the story before, but I want to say it was the fourth grade, and we got to go to do a whale watching trip. Right? I don't ask me what pier or whatever anything. But we get on a boat and they warn you like, hey, you could get seasick, and here's the things that you should do when if you're getting seasick. And I remember that I went to school and I had like this. Don't ask me why I had a black and white like fucking tracksuit, but I had like a fanny pack, and on my fanny pack I had crackers because they said crackers will help with the nausea. So we're all on the ship, and I'm expecting just like I want to be hurling like
Yeah.
crazy, right? So um, I do remember one friend who was in the back of the boat throwing up like crazy. Enrique, I won't say his last name, but the at one point, I was eating crackers, and they're like, "Are you not feeling well?" I go, "No, I'm just hungry." Snacking away some crackers
Were
like a
they
little tubby kid that I was.
were they the Keebler Elf pink and peanut butter crackers?
No, no, no. They were legitimately saltines.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Moving right along in our sports segment.
Whale watching, fishing,
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
right on.
sure. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think what's going on in sports. LF, LAFC, local MLS team just went down to like Mexico or somewhere, maybe possibly Chile, and it was really cool because on their Instagram, there was like some fans actually were there. There was like a cheering section for them, and
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
yeah,
sure.
and it was just weird. Like, man, our team has a section of fans that'll travel to another country to go watch the team play.
Dude, soccer fans are diehards, like country wise. Like if you ever watch like the Europa Cup or Champions League, when you got different countries playing each other in the like home games, there'll be a section of just like those fans just going fucking buck wild. Like when Real Madrid beat Liverpool Champions League match, they had a huge section of people like, and they drowned out all of the opposing fans at their home, sound because like they were losing bad. So yeah, you will always see a crowd of people. I mean, you Raider. I mean, your Charger games. It's not like everybody's a Charger fan. You got the opposing players or teams, but there's never really a section, right? There's never really like an area where it's like all of this.
And I do get that, but I guess my point is, you know, and I understand that for like baseball, because baseball, the Dodgers have, their Pantone support group that now travels and does all this cool stuff. Which, if you're a Dodger fan, I would recommend hitting up the Pantone group because they like book like in advance or like next year we're going to 5 games and we're getting all the buses and they do all the logistics for you. You just got to pay them. So it's really cool. 352 Pantone 352. That's the support group, and I get that, and I get for football and all those others, and especially soccer. It's just strange for an MLS team to have that because soccer, as popular as it is all over the world, here in California, or at least here in the United States, I should say, it's still growing. So to see that kind of support
Yeah,
was really cool. I guess is what I was trying to get at.
yeah. I've liked the fact that international stars are coming to play MLS more toward the lighter years, their later
Yeah,
years. But it still brings recognition. It still brings people like for a while, Messi was supposed to come to the U.S. I mean that would have changed a
yeah,
huge aspect of MLS. Every stadium would be sold out that he played in.
yeah. I wonder where he was gonna go. He would have to come here.
Miami. No, he was going
Miami,
to Miami FC.
Miami.
Yeah, Beckham. He's gonna go play for Beckham.
Why does Beckham own a Miami team?
Yeah, but he owns Miami FC.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah, he's I don't know if he's majority owner, but that was part of the contract that he signed when because he was the first big international star to come up to MLS.
okay.
But part of his contract was that if he came, that he would be able to get a discount on purchasing a team.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like he'd be able to purchase a team, and that's what that created the Miami FC.
Hmm. Do you like right now? I just read this this headline which is you there was a Ukrainian tennis star that refused to handshake his opponent who was Russian after beating him.
It's hard for me to get into that type of politics when it comes to sports. Um, like, was his counterpart pro Russian in the war, or like because I've come across I've seen a lot of like Russian athletes who have you know thrown their hands up at Russia and like have been against the Russians going to war. Was it more?
Hmm.
Was it just because he was pro Russia in the war?
The
You know what I
article,
mean?
yeah, I just read the headline. And I was like, oh, interesting.
Like,
No,
I mean, sportsmanship is sportsmanship. I mean, I would have, as much as I probably wouldn't have liked it, I would have shook his hand. But again, I don't know. We don't have all the details of what transpired in that.
yeah.
So
Aaron Rodgers, he might still be wearing green, but for another team. He's supposedly in
the
talks. The
Jets,
Jets. He must really not want to win.
yes. Actually, honestly, the Jets have a pretty decent team.
You think this?
They were lacking a quarterback.
So this is the kind of what they finally need to.
This could be the piece. Like offensive weapons, they have more weapons on the Jets than the Packers did. So I mean, he can make the Jets better because they are already better without him.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's going on with this whole NBA guy and having a gun on his IG.
John
Yeah,
Morant, yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, what's there to investigate? Are guns not allowed on Instagram Live, or which they shouldn't? I mean, I think that's a good,
Well,
you know.
well, he was also in a club, so he probably shouldn't
Oh
have
my
the
god.
gun in the
Okay.
club.
Yes. Okay. I thought he was like at home.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got. I was like,
No. Here's the thing about that. Here's my commercial. Hi everybody.
hold on, hold on, hold
My
on.
name is David. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Hi everyone. This is David here. Are you a big NBA, NFL, MLB star? Do you like to party? Do you have an entourage that doesn't have your best interest in their interest? Here I am. I'm the guy who will help you stay out of trouble. I will hide the guns from even being on IG Live. I will make sure that every girl is over the age of 18. I will make sure that you don't make a fool of yourself on TV. You are not a TMZ uh, fucking showboat. I will make sure that you have a very good career.
But
That's my David management and security right there.
but
Because
what?
that's what these people need. These stars, these young stars, need somebody who doesn't give a shit about like flash and everything.
Yeah.
They need somebody who's going, no, 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 no. This will not help you. This is against everything that will make you good. Give me the drugs. Give me the guns. Give me. No, you're not sleeping with this person. Give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me.
Well,
That's what these people need. They don't have those people.
and why do you think they don't? Because everybody just wants to please that person because they're giving them access.
Yes, yes. It's yes people, and it's people who want their own clout. When I worked at the observatory, you'd be amazed at how many people needed to be on stage with the artist, but they never filmed the artist. All they ever did was film themselves. Like, hey, look, I'm in the crowd because they were just trying to get the clout
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was horrible. It's like, dude, look, this is not good for you. Like, I remember there was a point where we were one of the artists, people were trying to bring girls, and I'm like, yeah, can I see your IDs? No, they don't have any. No, I can't let them on here. They can't come back here. Sorry. Yeah, wait. I don't give a shit, dude. No, I'm trying to help your artist because that's gonna be a bad look. So it's you have to have somebody who doesn't need the clout, doesn't need the fucking anything. It's like this is my job. I'm doing it. I'm gonna save you from fucking up your career. Because even their managers are not there with them 100%. Their security wants to party with them most of the time. Because I remember one artist where the security guard was drinking with him. And I'm like, how are you guarding him? How is this a thing? And you know, I don't do drugs. I don't smoke them. Hey, uh, I think that there needs to be like even the NFL, NBA, they should have their own people. Like you're with this person. Like you don't need the 12th man, you know. But your NBA stars and shit, you need some. Those people need somebody that's gonna help make sure that they don't make fucking dumb mistakes. And even the gun, like he wasn't even holding it like a gun. He was like, I think he had like two fingers on it, like, hey, I have a gun. And it was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not a thug. You're not a thug.
And that proves that you're not a thug.
That proves you're not a thug. Like you can have your security guards, but you need somebody who's just like, no. You need a no man. You have, I think stars have too many yes men. You need no men. You need somebody who's like, no. What? No. You're not doing this.
Yeah,
It's not smart.
yeah. Smart move. And for more information to acquire David's
Davis services.
services, email us streetswordsby at gmail.com. Let us know.
Yeah.
We'll even have you on the show and you can give a testimonial. Speaking of which, you want to be on the show, guys? Right now is the perfect opportunity to be on the show. We could do it virtually or eventually at the bar. Just go ahead and email us streetswordsby at gmail.com and we'll schedule something. I'm sure you love just me and David, but every now and then it's cool to have a third person on the show to give kind of another perspective, another take on what we're talking about. Speaking of which, that concludes our sports segment, I guess.
Yeah. I think
Right?
so.
Not really much happening. Last call for topics. David, is there anything you want to talk about?
Mm, no, I think I covered what I wanted to cover. Chili, death, sports.
The trifecta in a bar.
Yeah.
One of the last things I want to talk about, and I should have mentioned it earlier because it would have been the perfect segue, was about success. And I found this, and I'm curious to get your take. And this is success is never owned; it is rented, and rent is due every day.
I like that. I mean, it makes sense. Uh, I mean, some people, some people are famous just because of stuff, but most people they have to work at it. You know, like you look at a Paris Hilton, she didn't have to do anything to be famous. She just had money. Other people have had to work. Like you look at goddamn, why can't I think of his name right now? Who's the guy that's like the hottest actor right now that you love to death?
Jenny Ortega,
He won. Uh, what's his name? The guy from Last of Us
uh,
and the Mandalorian.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go. He like he doesn't. I won't say he has like the natural Hollywood look to him, you know, but he has worked hard and he's gotten the right roles and he stays doing it and he I think he to me he does. So I appreciate him, and he's not gonna. I don't think he's somebody who's gonna just let it slide by. He's gonna have to work every day to keep it going, because we've seen famous people come and go. You know, there are very few that are able to stay with the longevity, but they still have to work. You know, still got to plug out movies and stuff. So I agree with that statement. I think it's a fair statement to be made. Like, rent is due every day. I mean, rent's always due, no matter what you do in your life, whether it's real rent or fucking, or just in general. Got to keep
Yeah,
working.
yeah. And speaking of which, of movies, it just dawned on me. I don't know if you enjoy our movie reviews or not, but I and I didn't do it because I got there late. And snap my latest where I was at, my latest press screening, but I was able. Whoa, hold on. Whoa.
Flash flood warning or Amber Alert.
No, no, it's movie alert warning.
Good
Movie
job, sir.
review
Well
alert.
played. Well played.
I was able to go to the press screening of Scream 6.
With Jenny
And
Ortega.
yeah, they're like, "Do you want to see Scream 6?" Not really. Jenny Ortega's in it. I'm there. Put plus one.
Ah,
But
my arm. My arm
yeah.
is twisted.
But are you a fan of the Scream franchises?
I I am a fan of Scream. I can't say that I've watched the last couple. Um, it's kind of, it gets kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Saturated in the same fucking thing. So, but actually, honestly, before your review, I actually heard, I saw somebody else review it, and they were actually very happy with this movie.
Yeah, actually, I saw some other reviews and they weren't. Some reviews weren't because you know what, and this is, I think, the fallacy of somebody that reviews movies is they're overcritical, they overanalyze everything, and that's just because they're there and they're always watching movies, so they get used to kind of like, oh, this will plot or whatever,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? So in a sense, they kind of get jaded. Um, but at the same time, like I was saying to other people, I'm like, look, it screams six. This isn't like the Banshees of Ed Sheeran or whatever. This isn't a thought provoking movie. Like this is
Yeah,
like this isn't something where you're like, oh my god, this must have all my attention. It's like you can go take a leak and come back. You didn't miss much. You know what I mean? This is a 100% popcorn film.
yeah,
Where you just going for a good time. You're literally getting away from all your problems. This movie is gonna do that for you. This movie is gonna 100% for that hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. You're just gonna be caught up in this, and it keeps to its jump appeal because I jumped at least 3 or 4 times, and I love and I hate that about thrilling movies. Because I'm like, oh my god, something's gonna happen. I know something's gonna happen at any moment, and you're just like looking like, oh, did it? Oh no, and then it happens. You know what I mean? You're like, I knew it was gonna happen. You got me there. So and that's kind of my review. If you're looking for a good time and just forget about the world for a minute, go watch Scream 6. Is it gonna be a Oscar pick? Of course not. You know what I mean? But it's just a
I,
fun movie with some hot chicks.
I changed the way I look at movies a long time. I don't can't say a long time ago, but a while ago. Um, I got to the point where I just want to be entertained. I don't need an Oscar movie every time. I don't want to be the person that over critiques things. I go, was it enjoyable? Was there some funny things in it? Yeah. Like, what's the name of the movie? Let's Kill. Let's Kill Willard's Wife, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a comedy and legitimately about killing one of their friends' wife, right? And it had funny moments and it was fucking entertaining. It was because it was so like it was like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. And that's where I've gotten to that point. The last movie that I saw that I was like, dude, this is a really good movie. It's so obscure and it's so off the wall, but it was done great. Was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like I absolutely love that movie, and it's obscure. It's fucking random. It's fucking off the wall, but it was done so well. Other than that, any movie I watch now is like I enjoyed the hour and a half that it was there.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Uh,
And
Recently that I saw that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and with that, Scream Six is a total date flick too. You know what I mean?
She's gonna be on
It's
your arm. Oh
100.
my god!
Yeah, or it might be on hers. Oh my god!
Yeah,
Either way, you guys are gonna be on each other. Either way, you
yeah.
guys are gonna be on each other.
It's a touching movie. Ah.
Yeah. I gave it a 7.5. You know what I mean? It was okay. A lot of people, their whole, again, and this is when you're a critic, and they're like, oh my god, the last part of the movie just sucked. When they reveal who everybody is and stuff like that, and I'm like, well, of course, like, there has to be a reveal. You know what I mean? And of course you're not going to be happy with it. You're not going to be happy to why they're doing this. Everybody has to have a reason for becoming the ghost face.
I think
And so
I think we need to change. We need to go more towards the action. I think like when you end a movie, you can't have a happy ending anymore. Like
yeah.
when Halloween ends, it should have been Mike Myers who won, and then you're like, well, there's nobody left to kill him, so there, at the end of the
Yeah.
movie, I can't believe he won because that would have thrown
Yeah, yeah,
everybody.
exactly. But I got to tell you what, like, I read a lot of trades, and especially for the program. And I know it's weird. It's like, Albert, you do reading for the show. I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I got to be up on stuff, just
Yeah.
for conversational purposes. But like when they put out Halloween Ends and they're like, yes, this is a trilogy. I'm like, well, this is the second part, so of course it doesn't end. You know what I mean? So if you just did a little homework, you're just like,
Yeah.
they shouldn't have called it Halloween Ends because it's a trilogy. You guys are, like, this is stupid. So I totally get it. I totally get it.
Hollywood, like Halloween is like so like with Halloween it was like you had the original and then you had the Rob Zombie version. You come back to the original and it's like, wait, what happened in the lineage of this movie? Like we were in like Bizarro World Halloween. Like I can't deal with this shit. I hate that bullshit. It's like trying to like they rebooted Freddy, but that failed horribly. You
I didn't even
know,
know that.
I didn't have an
That-
issue with. Yeah, they rebooted it. They brought it back
Well, clearly it
without
was.
Robert England.
Yeah, well, clearly it was in our dreams because none of us remember that. When did that come out?
Oh shit, I can't tell you. It was 2014 maybe.
Oh yeah, I don't even remember that. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, guys, that's gonna wrap up this little movie review segment. Hopefully, you're enjoying these movie reviews that we're putting out. If not, email us drinkswordby@gmail.com. And of course, I've already talked about all of our fantastic streaming partners that you can listen to us on. And go ahead and click that subscribe button. And of course, watch us there on the YouTube. We do have a Venmo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, at least 21 and over. Please Venmo us if you think we did a good job, or Venmo us because you have some extra money. I know the tax credits are coming in, the tax reimbursements. If you got any, you got some extra money sitting around, go ahead and throw us. All that money is gonna go towards us when we're at the bar And if you're a guest and you donated, guess what? You're buying us a drink and you a drink. So go ahead and do that. And to all of our new Instagram subscribers and our new YouTube followers, thank you so much. We truly, truly appreciate it. Did I miss anything else, David?
No, I think we covered a good amount for this week. I think we're good. I don't have any other topics, and we did our usual spiel.
All right. Um, Last call. I mean, wait. Final
Final
cheers.
cheers! Final
Final
cheers! Yeah!
cheers. Final cheers.
Final
What,
cheers!
what are we choosing to this week,
Cheers!
David Macias?
Cheers to all the. I think we've done this one before, but I noticed it right now because it's raining outside, and I saw a FedEx truck. So cheers to all the delivery men who are out in this shitty weather. Uh, you know, in the rain, bringing packages to us who don't want to leave the house. Cheers to you who are out there in the elements
Cheers to you.
as I'm waiting on a delivery.
And my final cheers is to go out to a past guest, past co-host of ours, the Driscoll Kid. Um, he's been going through some stuff, and he actually put out to donate. Yeah, I'm not going to go into his financials or anything like that, but he fell into some hard times, some trouble. So I don't know if you know this, David, but we donated to him.
Okay.
Not that much,
Okay.
but we donated something. It was
It was
something, you know
something.
what I mean?
It was something.
Yeah, yeah. So, to all those going through hard times or whatever, dude, set up a GoFundMe. If you're really in dire straits or whatever, and people are out there, people are gonna try to help you out. I mean, uh, set it up within reason. You know what I mean? Not like I need $1 million. Like no, 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 no. Like set it up for something. And if people do care for you, they're gonna help you out, and we care for Driscoll Kid,
Yeah.
and I want him on the show, but not to even talk about what he's going through, just because he's such a great
He
person,
is. He really
and
is.
to come on, yeah. But he's not doing any guest spots or anything right now, and I totally get it. But I just wanted to let him know, if you're listening, you're watching, whatever, that we're totally always here for you, and we are cheersing to you. So that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Drinks to Words by David. Kick him out.
Go make some chili. Go enjoy the rain. Get out of here.
And we are out of
Bye,
here.
everybody.
Later.